Alright, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon, good evening, whatever the time is when you're watching this right now. Hope you're having a great day. And today, we're going to continue on with the story of Joseph. Last video I covered Genesis 43 verses 1 through 18, and now I'm going to be finishing up Genesis 43, which goes from verse 19 all the way to verse 32. Verse 34. So it's going to be Genesis 43 verses 19 through 34, and that's going to be the end of the chapter. So here we go. Give me a second to gather my place real quick. Okay, so starting from Genesis 43:19, a feast at Joseph's palace. The brothers approached the manager of Joseph's household and spoke to him at the entrance to the palace. "Sir," they said, we came to Egypt once before to buy food. But as we were returning home, we stopped for the night and opened our sacks. Then we discovered that each man's money, the exact amount paid, was in the top of his sack. Here it is. We have brought it back with us. We also have additional money to buy more food. We have no idea who put our money in our sacks." "Relax, don't be afraid," the household manager told them. "Your God, the God of your father, must have put this treasure into your sacks. I know, I received your payment." Then he released Simeon and brought him out to them. The manager led the men into Joseph's palace. He gave them water to wash their feet and provided food for their donkeys. They were told they would be eating there, so they prepared their gifts for Joseph's arrival at noon. When Joseph came home, they gave him the gifts they had brought him, then bowed low to the ground before him. After greeting them, he asked, "How is your father, the old man you spoke about? Is he still alive?" "Yes," they replied. "Our father, your servant, is alive and well." And they bowed low again. Then Joseph looked at his brother Benjamin, the son of his own mother. "Is this your youngest brother, the one you told me about?" Joseph asked. "May God be gracious to you, my son." When Joseph hurried from the room because he was overcome with emotion for his brother, he went into his private room where he broke down and wept. After washing his face, he came back out, keeping himself under control. Then he ordered, "Bring out the food." The waiters served Joseph at his own table, and his brothers were served at a separate table. The Egyptians who ate with Joseph sat at their own table because Egyptians despised Hebrews and refused to eat with them. Joseph told each of his brothers, sorry guys. Joseph told each of his brothers where to sit, and to their amazement, he seated them according to age, from oldest to youngest. And Joseph filled their plates with food from his own table, giving Benjamin 5 times as much as he gave the others. So they feasted and drank freely with him. Okay guys, so that's the end of chapter 43. Verses 19 through 34. I thought it was 19 to 32, but I miscounted. So it was 19 to 34. Anyway, I don't really know. Obviously we see that this is when the older brothers bring Benjamin to Joseph, and again, at this moment in time, they still don't know that the man that they are speaking to, the man that has ordered them to bring their younger brother to him, is Joseph. They still don't know this at this time. That time will come. It's just not right now. But, they had to. I don't know how the brothers didn't figure it out. I mean, I know maybe they thought at this point he would have been dead. He was sold into slavery, and who knows? Maybe they did think he was actually dead by now. However, if someone who I'm pretty sure I've never met is telling me, asking me about my father's health, asking me if I have a younger brother that, is not there with me, and then when he orders me to bring that younger brother back to him, I'd start wondering and asking questions about, why is he so interested in what my family dynamic looks like, and I'm sure, that's kind of probably what the brothers were thinking throughout this whole thing. However, they never voiced it because he's the governor of Egypt, and they basically fear him at this point. In fear of what he can obviously do to them, because at this point Joseph is again the second most powerful official in Egypt, behind Pharaoh. But again, and the one thing that I'd be looking at that would kind of make me really question the identity of this unknown man is the moment in the story when it says that when they're in the palace and they're getting ready to eat with him, and it states that he, had them sit in order according to the age, from oldest to youngest. If I'm thinking this is someone I've never met, but somehow he's asked about my father's health. He's asked if we have a baby brother that is not with us. He's demanded that I bring my baby brother to him. But then also he's sitting us according to our age. But if this is someone I don't know, how is it that he would know who's older and how that order goes? So, I don't know, just something I picked up on reading that part of the story, which I've read before, but it never dawned on me till now. Why the brothers weren't more curious about who this man was, which of course is Joseph, but again, they don't know that. And I don't really know what I learned from this part of the story. And maybe I'll read it, one day again and actually pick up on something that I should have learned now. Other than, I guess, be more vigilant of your surroundings. As the brothers here were not vigilant. I think it was because of their fear that they weren't as vigilant as maybe they should have been. Because, let's be honest, if this was not Joseph, anything could happen to them. Anything could have happened to Simeon in the time that he was in jail. If this wasn't Joseph, if this was someone else, anything could have happened to Benjamin, which would give Jacob reason to have been, skeptical about allowing Benjamin to go to Egypt. Even outside of the fact that he had already lost Joseph many years before. And I know that was, Jacob's main factor as to why he initially didn't want Benjamin to leave Canaan. But again, man, just our surroundings, especially in today's world, we have to be more vigilant about where we are and who's around us. And I guess that's kind of the lesson that I got from this part of the story. Because even though we know that Joseph was not going to hurt his brothers, because by this point he already knows that, it was God's plan for what happened to him to happen. But again, in today's world, we don't know. We get around people all the time. We don't know what kind of people they are. We don't know what kind of situations we get into. And even with people we know and we've physically known for years, people change. So just, again, be more vigilant of your surroundings, guys, and learn to ask more questions if you're uncomfortable with a situation, I guess. And preferably don't get yourself into a weird, a situation that doesn't make you feel right, to begin with. But if you do find yourself in one of those kind of situations, don't be afraid to ask questions about what's going on here. Who are you? Where am I? Those kind of things. Because, we have to start, like, not only protecting ourselves, but protecting those around us a lot more and a lot better. And I'm not saying that people don't, you don't do that. Like, I know people do protect their children, their younger siblings, but, we see in today's world, there's just too many, like, things going on. Like, kids are running away, kids are being, lowered away from the safety of their homes. And, a lot of times, it won't even be because of a stranger. It can be, somebody that you know. It can be a family friend. It can be a relative. It can be, if you're an adult, it can be someone that you've been friends with for years. It can be an ex-girlfriend, an ex-boyfriend, whatever, whoever. So, like, we have to be more conscious of what we're doing, who we're hanging around, and just, those kind of things. So, and again, I don't know, like, I guess that's just what I got out of this, because we can see that the brothers, although I'm sure that they were wondering who Joseph was, they didn't ask enough questions. And again, that's probably because of the fear that they felt, being in the presence of the governor of Egypt, and not knowing who he was. And again, man, like, for us in today's world, that can happen to us too. We get ourselves into a situation that fear can paralyze us, man. Fear of something happening to us, something happening to those that we love, and that fear can cause us not to be as careful as we need to be. So, again, stay vigilant, guys. And if you ever get yourselves into a non-comfortable situation, or if you even think, you're getting yourself, I might be getting myself into a bad spot, maybe it's too late to turn away, and you just gotta go through it. Man, I don't know. Be careful out there. That's all I'm saying. Because we got a lot of crazy people running around here. Doing a lot of crazy things. So anyway, that's the video today, guys. Again, I was gonna try to get this out last night, but I went somewhere and then I got home, and by the time I was gonna sit down and record it, I was too tired. So again, I'm sorry I didn't get this out yesterday, but here it is. Tomorrow we go into, or the next video. I'm gonna try to make it tomorrow. Probably will make it tomorrow, but whenever I do make it, we'll be going into Genesis 44, which, give me a second, and I'll kind of tell y'all kind of where the story continues. So tomorrow we'll be talking about more about what goes on in the palace with Joseph and the brothers while they're eating. So stay tuned for that, guys. I know that this one I may not have had too much to say, but love you guys, and if you get anything from anything I've said in this video or any of my previous videos, please like, subscribe, comment, and share. I will talk to you guys soon. Alright, bye.